Okay, so I am about to make a video that is very out of character for this channel, but I do feel like I could do something to help the community, or perhaps give some ideas through these difficult times. And it is. It's the industry is not good right now. So if you're new to the channel, this is very unusual. Most of the time I'm out in the field with my camera, either getting rained on, snowed on, blown over by strong winds, traveling the world and trying to create landscape photography content, but not today. If you're a photographer of any kind, it's more than likely that recently you'll have had a job or jobs cancelled. You know, that wedding that got cancelled, that event that got cancelled. Maybe you're a newborn baby photographer, maybe you're a family portrait photographer, maybe you're a travel photographer. I know of instances of friends of mine who've just found themselves unemployed overnight. A couple of friends who work for, or on a freelance basis for Sky Sports TV. All of the football games in the UK have pretty much, they have been cancelled. So to wake up one day without any work for the foreseeable future is a scary prospect. I know landscape photographers who've had their entire year cancelled. It's only March, so all of these workshops that people depend on, gone. They're just not happening. Me personally, I've had several trips cancelled this year, and as it stands today, my income is down by about 30%. And if it continues, then I anticipate that number to be at about 60%. But I am one of the lucky ones, because about 5 years ago, I started this channel. About 4 years ago, I wrote an ebook. About 3 years ago, I started putting those really annoying affiliate links in the descriptions of all of my videos. And as a result, even though I've had lots of jobs cancelled this year, I'm still able to quite easily, and actually luckily very comfortably, get by on ad revenue, Squarespace sponsorship, ebook sales, and affiliate links. So all of those things have helped me. So I'm able to just keep calm and just continue doing what I'm doing. So if you're a photographer or any kind of creative, in this video I'm going to talk through some tips and some bits and pieces that you could do that might help sustain you in the short term, and actually even better, have huge long-term impacts, effects, whatever you want to call it. I'm not very good at these life guru kind of entrepreneurial videos, but we're going to go for it now. This video is going to be quite long. So what I'm going to do is, in the description of this video, I'm going to put time code stamps, so you can just skip ahead to anything that you might be interested in. But let's just jump straight into this and see what you can do as a photographer if you suddenly found yourself very short on work, stuck at home. What can you do to help you get through this period and that's so patronizing. Get through this period and maybe grow massively in the future. All right, tip number one. Actually, there's a mirror just there. Before we get started, who would have thought that this global situation would have meant that one cannot get a haircut because of social distancing? Well, who knows what this is going to look like in 3 months. It's already sell your old gear. This is gear that's been sat around in my shelf, gathering dust for a long time now. A couple of flashes, a couple of bits and pieces. I don't need it, I'm never going to use it, so I'm going to sell this on eBay just to have that little bit of extra cash. Again, who knows where we're all going to be in 6 months. So if you're a photographer who's had to cancel workshops, and I know a lot of photographers depend on these classes and workshops, why not consider doing those workshops online? So you could have one-on-one sessions with clients and customers over something like Skype, where you could do photo critiques, you could teach specific processing skills, answer any particular questions that clients might have, things like that. And the great thing about this is that you can organize those one-to-one sessions with so many more people than what could have attended your physical workshop in the first place. If you're in social isolation or social distancing, or you're short on work, there has never been a better time to learn a new skill. Now, I don't have any courses to push or anything to promote, but I'll bet you that your other favorite photographers do. So what I'm seeing right now is a lot of very talented photographers with excellent online courses what I'm seeing is all of those courses being massively discounted. So not only do you possibly have the free time, you're not going anywhere, you're not traveling, you're at home, but also all of this fantastic material is reduced price. So I would definitely recommend learning a new skill. Try and learn something that scares you a little bit. Like in my last week's video, I went on a bit about luminosity masking. If you're a landscape photographer, you could do that. You could learn luminosity masking. Or you could learn Lightroom or Photoshop or Capture One or anything. You know, if you're a family wedding portrait photographer, you could buy wedding courses, portrait courses, all manner of things you could buy. But now is the time to learn a new skill and actually improve. God, I sound like a flipping guru. You know I can't stand those people online who talk about improving your life, you know, and become an entrepreneur and invest. And I hate those people, and I'm sounding like one. But it is actually a great time to, and this is gonna make me cringe, practice self-improvement. But it's true. Have a look at your favorite photographer's course. If they're not discounted, send them an email and say, hey, everyone's discounting the course, can you discount yours? They probably will. Don't tell them I sent you though. So yeah, learn something new. If you're a photographer and you're at home and you don't have much work on at the minute, why don't you create an online photography course? Why not? You know, if you've got skills to offer, you could offer that to people. And it doesn't need to be epic. It doesn't need to be. I spent a month in January filming an online photography course, which is nowhere near ready, won't be out till autumn, so I'm definitely not pushing that. But that was epic, like 4 weeks, 2,500 miles. And if you look at that as an outsider, you think, wow, a lot of money must have got into that, a lot of time, a lot of effort. I could never do anything like that. That's not necessarily true, but it certainly is, you know, it's certainly at the bigger end of the scale. But there are so many courses out there that are small and niche. Like my friend Greg, he created an online course. It's called Video Creator, Video Skills for YouTube Creators or something like that. Sorry, Greg, I can't remember. But my point is, Greg created a fantastic online course, and it's small. It's like it's a series of about 10 videos. Each video is 3 minutes long. He did it at home, and it was put together and edited and out within 7 days, and it's about €30. If you've got skills to offer, you know, maybe you're a food photographer, event photographer, wedding photographer, baby photographer, portrait photographer, product photography, sports photographer, all manner of things. People want to learn that, so you could do your own course. You don't need a big audience to sell it. You just need to know your audience and work on a small niche. Like, don't try and teach, you know, photography for beginners, because that's a wide, broad-ranging topic. Dial it down to something very niche-y and create a course at home, and the chances are you're going to sell a few. Write an ebook. It's much less intimidating than putting yourself on camera and creating a course, but you could make an ebook. I did it, what, 4 years ago I created an ebook. It's $3.99. It's available forever, and it makes me consistent income every month. Not much, but you know, a nice little chunk every single month. So if you're an events photographer and you find yourself short of events to photograph, why not write an ebook like how to become a successful event photographer, and just give lots of advice, wisdom and tips in that ebook. It's free to do, and there is a market out there, and no doubt they will find your book, especially with social media these days. So that's easy for me to say, right? Because I've got a decent sized audience. But what if you don't have an audience? Well, 5 years ago, I had nothing. No audience, no experience or anything like that. And I managed to grow this channel to a decent size over the period or the course of 5 years. So my next thing, and my biggest thing, and it's definitely going to be my longest bit of advice or tip or whatever, is this. Start a YouTube channel. Maybe someone could start a YouTube channel on how to cut your own hair at home. That would be helpful, right? So for starters, photography is it's a popular thing, right? It's a desirable job. It's a fantastic hobby. So a lot of people want to do it as a job or for a living, but also a lot of people want to improve and learn new things. It's one of those beautiful passions that sucks you in and you want to get better and better at it. Therefore, people are always searching online for how to do this and how to do that. Now, YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google, and it's owned by Google. So if someone goes onto Google and types in, I don't know, how to photograph a chrome dish without reflections, what do you think comes up at the top of Google? A YouTube video. So that alone is reason in itself to start a YouTube channel. Another reason for starting a YouTube channel is that, funnily enough, half of the world's population is at home right now. So they're gonna be on Netflix and on Amazon Prime and, yeah, on YouTube looking for new content. That new content could be your content. It's kind of similar to creating an online course, apart from you can be a lot more fast and loose with it and a bit more creative and spontaneous. But the thing with YouTube is you can actually promote your own course and your own ebook. And YouTube itself is a snowball, so the more you do it, the bigger it gets. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, definitely start one up. It's free, it's quick to do, and you don't need any special gear. Like, there are a lot of channels out there that are quite big now and successful that still shoot on mobile phones. The advice that I would give you is think about your content and think about your channel, the name, the subject matter, everything. Keep it to within your niche. Don't start a channel that's aimed at all photographers, because it will just get lost and it will never pick up traction. But if you create a channel about what you know and about what you specialize in, whether it's wedding photography, event photography, portraiture, family portraiture, newborn babies, pet photography, anything, the more dialed down your channel is in terms of its niche, then the more traction it's gonna get. So this is really important. When you start your YouTube channel, you won't see immediate growth and you won't see a single penny in ad revenue, because YouTube don't even let you monetize your channel until it reaches like a really good size. But consider this: if you are, let's say, a family portrait photographer and you found yourself out of work because everybody's social distancing and there's nobody to photograph, right? So you're at home, maybe you're watching this video. I hope you are, I hope you're enjoying it. Maybe you think, okay, well, I'll write a book, How to Be a Successful Family Portrait Photographer, an ebook. And then you complement that ebook with a video course teaching a few more in-depth skills. And then you start a YouTube channel and you put out a few videos, lighting techniques for family portraiture, how to deal with people, how to pose people, the best budget camera lens setup for family portrait photographer, the best lighting setup. You get the idea, right? And then people start to watch your channel and sort of get value from it. Now imagine that your channel grows to a point in a few months where maybe your channel's getting 1,000 views per month, and 1,000 people, maybe 100 of those 1,000 really like your content so much that they think, I'm going to buy this ebook and this online video course because there's obviously a lot more I can learn. So 100 people go ahead and buy your video course and your ebook. Now, we've not even started talking about affiliate links yet. Those videos on YouTube that you made about best lighting gear, best budget camera, and best lens, well, you can put affiliate links to all of that equipment. Now, you can't put those affiliate links in your ebook if you're selling it on Amazon, but you can certainly put those in your video description. So after, say, a couple of months, you're getting 1,000 views, 100 of those people go and buy your course, 100 people click on links and 10 people buy something. That all adds up and you get a little bit of income. Not much, it won't be much depending on how much you price your course for, but if you have value to give people, it's a good road to go down. Now also consider this: let's say 1,000 people are watching your channel after a month or so. Imagine where that'll be next year, and in 3 years, and in 5 years. You could put 2 or 3 zeros on top of that. And if you've got an ebook, an online course, and affiliate links, then this is how it starts. Now is the time to start. And the beginning is always the most intimidating and difficult bit, but there is a huge community out there. I'll link to some Facebook groups in the description of this video where people within those Facebook groups, they're all YouTubers and they're all new YouTubers, and they all share their videos within that community, and they all watch each other's content and comment and give feedback on it. They don't feed on it. And I've seen small channels grow inside of these communities. So if you are worried about that initial kind of, how do I get that first surge of views, you've got to go and join some of these communities and start getting involved, commenting and chatting to people. Right, I told you that would be a long one. Start a YouTube channel. You've got to start a YouTube channel. Where would I be now if I hadn't started my channel? Go and watch my first video. Go and watch it. That's what you're dealing with here. All right, so you're dead against becoming a YouTube sensation. That's fair enough, actually. It does come with a lot of negatives as well as positives. But consider this. The world's industries are going under and suffering. But you know who's not suffering? The mainstream media. The mainstream media are in heaven right now. And as a photographer, you can take advantage of this. Now, the media, they're always, they're always printing news stories. They have many websites, many sort of blog posts and even YouTube channels. So the mainstream media are very much dependent on people like you and like me submitting content. So a lot of newspapers and stuff these days, magazines, they don't really have many staff. It's all sort of freelance and submission based. So my next piece of advice, I think this is my final one, is see if you can take advantage of this situation by telling stories, taking images or sharing images that really sort of capture the world's events. So, for example, stuff like queues outside of supermarkets, empty shelves, apocalyptic stuff. Newspapers love that. And I'm not saying email every single newspaper out there. There are third-party agencies who will distribute your content, your stories, your features to the world's press. They take a fee, usually of 50%, but they can get your work out there into the world. Now, you'll need to submit more than just a photograph of a queue outside a supermarket. Try and find a story within that queue. Try and write a feature, a bit of text, a couple of images, or even better, try and find a good news story. Like, I don't know, something like a dormouse sleeping in a toilet roll or something like that. Well, that would do really well. But the media love apocalyptic stuff. They love weather as well. I've said this in previous YouTube videos. If you've got a picture of bad weather or crowds of people in hot sunny weather being where they shouldn't be, get those pictures sent in to your local agent, or not local, it's the world's local now, isn't it? Sent into your agent and they will distribute them. Because of course they're going to want their 50% share, right? So I will link to a couple of agencies below. The one I used for a long time that I really like is 𝗏𝗏 Media. I'll take a picture of the first snowfall or an unusual weather event or something, and then I'll wake up the next day and it's in the world's media, in all the newspapers. It's fantastic. And right now, during a crisis, the media are lapping this stuff up. So if you can get creative and think about sharing your story or someone else's story or something that's happening in your town or at your airport, whatever, take a few images, write a few words, send it into 𝗏𝗏 Media. They might just get it in all the newspapers. So those are just a handful of ideas that I've had. I put no real thought into this video. I kind of just wanted to get something on film and maybe it'll help. If it just helps one person out there, then that's fantastic. Everything I've said, with the exception of buying a course to learn a new skill, everything I've talked about in this video is free and can be done with minimal equipment. So really now is the best time to start something new, learn something new, and try to make this bad situation, try and turn it around and make it a good situation for you. And that's it. I genuinely hope that you've taken something away from this video. I really do. If you liked the video, subscribe. Usually I'm out in the field. My next video that's coming up, I walk 23.75 miles in search of one photograph in one day. I still can't walk from that, so that was difficult. But yeah, subscribe. It's usually in the field landscape photography content. And if you got some value from this video and you don't want to subscribe, maybe just hit the thumbs up button. And that's that. Thank you so much for watching. Check the video description for anything I've talked about and mentioned in this video. And with that being said, I am out. Well, no, I'm staying in actually. Well, I'm done. I'm gonna go and have my tea, lasagna. Yeah. Right, cheers. Bye.